Hi, I'm Jennifer with Olympia Piano, and this short video is going to dig into the middle of Chopin's Nocturne, Opus 72, number 1. I'm going to have a few videos that cover the middle section with all the 16th notes and tricky trills and tricky rhythms. So this is the first of either 3 or 4 videos in this little mini series. In today's video, we're going to cover the 4/3 polyrhythm, so you know exactly where to play the 16th notes against the triplet 8 notes. We're going to cover the trills and the grace notes at the beginning of each beat 4, and then I'm going to give you several fingering options for the right hand so that you can find the fingering that works the best for your hand. We're going to get started with the tutorial now, and I wanted to just mention at this point I have timestamps in the description so you can skip around to whatever you are working on today. The first thing we're going to do is we're just going to review the fingering for the left hand. Just make sure that it fits with what you've been doing. I just suggest one fingering for the left hand for these 3 measures with 1 optional finger. So measure 31. So measure 31 is 2 times through of 5, 2, 1, 5, 1, 2, 5, 2, 1, 5, 1, 2. Try to float off the last note of the triplet in beats 2 and 4. Measure 32, we've got 5, 3, 1, and then again 4, 1, float, and then up to the G. Here's where we can have 2 options here. We can either have 5, 4, 1, 5, 1, 2, or some people find 5, 3, 1, more comfortable there. And then here with the D sharp, measure 33, 5, 3, 1, pivot through that finger 3, 4, 1, 2, and then we're back to our original 1, 5, 2, 1, 5, 1, 2, and 5. I tend to encourage my students to practice the left hand alone a lot in a piece like this. Gets you the muscle memory. It allows your left hand to be a little bit more quiet than the right hand, and then you're reinforcing all of those harmonies, especially if you are memorizing. You can use those harmonies in the left hand to help with all of the dynamics. Part 2 of this tutorial is just going to be focusing on the 4/3 polyrhythm, which we find at the end of measure 31. So a polyrhythm is 2 hands doing different rhythms. So I'm just going to play beats 3 and 4, and I'm not going to do the trill, and I'm going to do it with the metronome, just so you hear what I'm talking about. So we have. So do you hear how the left hand and the right hand's 1. There are ways to get that together at the same time. I'm going to give you a couple ways to practice that so you can lock that into your fingers. For this part of the tutorial, we're not going to do the trill, and we are just going to use this fingering 1, 2, 1, 4 for the 4 notes, and then resolve on finger 3. The first one is actually doing music math with this 4/3 polyrhythm. So take a look up above. You'll see I've drawn 4 16th notes on the top and 3 8th notes on the bottom. Because we don't have a set amount of right hand notes that go with the left hand notes, we got to figure out how do these actually relate to each other. So we're going to find the common denominator. So 4 times 3 is 12, and as you can see, I've written all those little subdivisions in there. This is the very preliminary step to get it together so your hands are actually hitting exactly where they're supposed to hit. Okay, so right hand's going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The left hand's going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So as we compare the chart on the left to the music on the right, let's go through the subdivision of 12 actually playing the notes. So we're going to have together 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So after you feel where those are, then I like to encourage you to think about which ones are exactly right after each other. So the first one's together, then we have right, left, right, left, right. Together, right, left, right. Now, another method that's worked really well for my students is to imagine 4 little mini triplets. So look at this new chart up above, and within those little mini triplets, it's kind of like counting to 12, actually. We've got 2 notes on the first mini triplet, and then the next mini triplet has a right one. The right hand plays the first note of the triplet, the left hand plays the second, and then on the third triplet, we have the right hand playing the first of the triplet, and the left hand playing the last one, and then on the last one, we have the first triplet. So dot 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 dot. It's kind of the same concept of the 12, but some people find it easy to visually do those triplets, and those are quite easy to speed up. The next method is simply a phrase in English. So if English is your native language, this might work for you. And the phrase is not very difficult. Not very difficult, not very difficult. So see if any of those methods help you with the 4 against 3. And now let's move on to the next part of the tutorial. We're going to go through all the grace notes, trills, and fingerings for 31 through 33, ending on beat 1 of 34. So the first thing to consider is actually getting in to measure 31. We've got these 2 B grace notes on this B right here, and there's a couple different ways you could finger those. You could do 2, 1, 5. You could do 1, 1, 5, or you could go 2, 1, 4. In terms of the timing of those grace notes, I'm going to show you 2 different ways that are common. Way number 1 is to play the first grace note right after the low B, and then to play the next grace note with the left hand, and then get right up to that top note. So that would sound like this. And then way number 2 is to play both of the grace notes before beat 1. So after this and before this. So that would sound like this. All right, let's go to beat 4 of measure 31. You'll see this a few different ways. In some editions, it's indicated with the letters TR for trill, which would indicate either a 3-note trill with the 3rd note ending on beat 4 itself. So that would be like this. Some editions will have a 4-note trill indicated. So instead of starting on the B, you'd start on the C. So it would end exactly in the same way. Okay, and then other editions don't have a trill at all, but rather 2 grace notes, which would be, in fact, what I was just showing you, just written out a different way. But they'd all sound kind of the same. So just look for how it's indicated in your score. So next I'm going to give you 5 different fingerings for this figure. Try them out and see what works best for you. One key point to playing these faster passages is you want to play on what I call the tip portion of the finger. So we've got our finger pad here. It's kind of like the top third of your finger, okay? And then when you get to the longer note, then you can play with your whole finger pad and roll through. So these will be more successful if you stay on your tips. You don't want the tips though to go too far. Find what I call the grip point. I talk about that a lot if you've seen any of my videos. That means you're simply standing up and you'll find the point at which you're on your tips, okay? I'm just going to go through these in order. First, I will go through the 4 that have just the 2 notes before the beat, and then the last one will be that extra trill note, okay? Option 1 is going to be 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 4, 3, and that's the roll up I was just talking about. You could also switch up the ending, so 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2. If you have large hands, that's a good option. So in this one, the angle of the hand is staying straight and then it's opening out at the top. Or option 2, we're going to have the hand a little bit more at this angle, then turn to this angle. And the fingering for option 2 is 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. See how my hand's this way? And then it opens out, big roll up on 2. So far, those both feel great. Okay, next option, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 4, 3. with this one, it's not as much of an angle as the previous one. Just you're slightly turning. I would not recommend option 4 for people who have thicker fingers or extremely large hands, but it works well for people with slender fingers. Mine are not slender, by the way, and those who feel confident having thumb on the black keys. That fingering is 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 4, 3. And then finally, fingering number 5. Instead of starting the trill or grace on B, we're going to start it on the note above, which would be 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 4, 3. So for this one, keep your wrist up, playing on the tips, and then the hand will open out at the end. So I'm just going to play 2 of those along with the left hand so you can hear the timing of the trill. The trill will come before the note, and then the B will come with that E on beat 4. So here's the 2 notes before the beat. And then here's with the extra trill note. At the end of measure 32, although there's more notes, it's a little bit easier than measure 31 because we don't have to worry about that polyrhythm. And so you're going to see a similar thing in your edition. It could be a trill, it could be 2 grace notes, it could be a 3-note trill where you start on the note above. In this case, it would be F sharp because we're in the key of E minor. And so the trills are the next higher note in that scale. So let me go through the 4 options with 2 notes at the beginning, and then I'll give you the one with the 3 notes at the beginning last. So option 1, we have 1, 3, for our grace note or our trill. Last note of the trill starts on beat 4. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're kind of standing up and then turning, still playing on the tips. Next option, almost exactly the same. Instead of starting with 1, we're starting with 2. 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Option 3, 1, 4, 3, 2. Then we open up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Option 4, only try if you have more slender hands. It doesn't work well with big hands. And that is 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then finally, option 5 is the one with the extra note. We're starting the trill instead of on E, we're starting it on F sharp. 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, all of these on the very tip portion of your finger. I'm going to show you 2 of them, one with 2 notes and one with 3 notes. Timing is going to be exactly the same. You start the trill notes after you played that left hand G, and then the last note of the trill comes on that E. Okay? Or end of 33, similar to end of 32, we've got the 6 notes in the right hand, 2 notes in the left hand, makes it very easy to line up. But here there's a little bit more variety on the beginning of the trill or the beginning of the grace notes. We have 3 options here. We're going to have either B, C, B, which is similar to what we've seen. And remember, we're going up to that next note in the harmonic minor scale. And then immediately he changes it to a C sharp because we're going to the 5 chord. All right, so trill itself, B, C, B, or C, B, C, B. And then one version, the Courteau version, which I do love. Courteau was a great pianist and editor. He has all these fantastic editions of Chopin that have really helpful stuff in them. In his, I posted above, he has a 3-note grace note here, which is C, B, A sharp, B. So I'm going to show you all of those options. And with this one, I will give you 3 2-note options, and then I'll show you the 2 3-note options because the notes are slightly different. Option 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5. Option 2 is 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 4. whereas the previous one was 1, 4, 5. So the question is it easier for you to pop down to this D sharp from 5 or from 4? That's what you want to consider if you're working with those two fingerings. So option 3 is 1, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. Works well. And now I'm going to show you the 3-note trill, just starting on the C back and forth. 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 5. And then finally the quarto version, which is a grace note going underneath the B. And that would be 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 4. So notice with that one, you're going to start at this angle and then you'll open out. So as you work these all out, just pay attention to where your fingers are actually touching on the keys. The thumb's generally going to be out here, and then the other ones are going to be closer to those black keys. All right, in terms of timing, let's do that. I'll show you 3 this time, one with the 2 notes, one with the 3 notes, and then one with the grace notes that go under. Here's the first one, 2 notes. Now starting on C this time. And then finally, the quarto version where we're going underneath. So let's do a slow playthrough first and then a quicker playthrough. Here we go. So I'm going to start on beat 3 of measure 30. Now here it is a little bit more at tempo. All right, so that's the end of today's video. If you have any questions for me, please leave them in the comments. If you enjoy this detailed type of piano teaching, please be sure to subscribe, like my channel, mention @Olympia Piano in your social media, and you can even donate directly to this channel either through PayPal or the YouTube Super Thanks, which is at the bottom of the screen where you see like share, subscribe, 3 dots, thanks. Any donations I get allot me more time to create more videos like this. So I appreciate you watching. I love to know where you're from, so please leave that for me in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. As always, thank you for watching.